Alright, and we're back. I think we've got a game going. We're gonna... Dr. Mongrel and I will be joining shortly to start spectating the match. Hopefully this is a nice and full game. So Nick, tell me what was going through your head when we were coming up with some of these talents while we wait for the game to go ahead and start and us to get in.
Sorry, question again?
I said, what do you think of some of these talents as you were... What was going through your head when we were coming up with some of these talents?
Well, I think the big thing for us was we kept coming back to our design philosophy of it has to be fun and the player has to feel cool. So you got to enjoy what you're doing there. And so that actually called out a lot of talents, especially early on, especially when we really broke into doing a lot of the ones with the activatable ability things. That really started to set them apart.
Sure. Oh, looks like we've got ourselves a 4v4 tonight. If you're just joining us, or if you're one of the two people watching, or hopefully by the time you're watching this is a pre-recorded situation, so you're just watching the action, not necessarily live, but in a recorded standpoint. Looks like we've got the red team clearly taking the middle, staying on point, trying to fight and fend off Ron Shode over here, who's doing a hell of a job trying to arch away to people. We got ourselves a small team fight. Now I heard a life shield go off there. That'll be the thing you see popping out of me as a spectator, hilariously, which does grant you absorption, which is extra hearts for you to go ahead and absorb a little more damage. See those hearts flying around? That's people with a talent in the support tree that allows you to throw healing potions that affect not only yourself but all nearby enemies. We got ourselves classic mid fights, which is pretty much normally how VotA goes. Fat Poulet's got Thrill to Kill. That puts him on an ability to run really fast. It gives him a speed buff after he kills people. I don't know, John right here definitely has Lunge. You can always hear that whenever you hear the lions roar. Nick, what you see? Do you have anything going on over there?
Well, I like how blue team actually came in, kind of pincered the little red assault there, leading from middle towards their spawn. Kind of good. Kind of good things going on.
Somebody in here has a cross trap. Tempted to use it. I think that might be Epic Bacon over here, who both seem to be running heavy offense tree. John probably doesn't have a good fight ahead of him. He's on fire, but he did take out Epic Bacon. He's going to pick up his arrows. He's going to run for middle, using Lunge to get there quickly. Let's go down to lower and see what we got going on. Looks like we've got two red teams taking lower. Not much to see here in terms of a fight, but definitely taking a point that needs taking. Definitely the part of this battleground that's the most important thing is to try to control middle. That way you don't overextend. But I have seen games won with lower and hidden alone. It is very, however, difficult.
You know, I'm really interested to see what red team does here. Blue team, I think, definitely has the advantage with the taking of hidden. They're just about to take middle there.
It's like they're going for it. Going to go ahead and catch up. Got two blue at middle right now, and I expect anybody who's taking lower to be running in here shortly. There's Fat Poulet with the lunge down, and get that double down. Oh, and he just...
But they're being countered by the blue team from hidden.
They are. It's not uncommon to see that a hill over there uses a good point for archery. There you see those slime block explosions. That's going to be absorption. Looks like somebody in the red team definitely has some support tree talent. This is a big talent. This is a big support tree here. I see some cross traps going off. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Got Jocelyn Legree. Clearly has these support tree talents for healing. Just going to use her ability to heal. Looks like it's not her actually that has that talent. Got lots of people with the sword fire buff, of course. Pretty obvious get. Psychedelic, traditionally known for taking the support tree these days. Definitely going to try to spend as much time surviving while he is somewhat gimped in terms of talent. He's definitely going to keep the team alive. This is a good team fight. We almost have all 8 people in the middle right now. I'm not sure how
red team is dominating this team fight, though. Nothing has been on the board for blue team.
Was this a complete wipe? That is a complete wipe by the red team.
It has been almost 2 full waves.
It does appear that the support tree nerf, at least the only support tree nerf that's gone through, lowering the life shield from 15 seconds to 8.
push back. I'm wondering when people are going to break off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Blue team seems to be fighting hard for the middle, but they definitely need to stop. The red team's just going to sit on that point. People are pairing off into their own fights right now. Just curious to see how that's going to go. Thief Lord 304, a rare but a good opponent to fight in the battleground. He's well versed in PvP.
One of the few numbers by blue team so far. Ooh, and psychedelic now. There's some numbers.
I may have given myself some more frames per second, so maybe I can watch this a little easier. Blue team has taken the advantage at middle, and they are really good. Lunges in and uses the cross trap, a classic flat pool. Jumps in, pops that trap up, uses it to slow you down, and then gets away and proceeds to use groove as a means by which to arch you to death. If arch is a verb in this case, but it isn't, of course.
That was actually one of the strategies that I ended up coming up with when we were testing this, was the lunge and frost trap. And my gosh, that thing, that's quite the combo.
It isn't quite the combo. What you lack in defensive ability, you gain in the ability to just cleave through people for sure. Jocelyn Reed is definitely a point taker. She's going to go ahead and try to ninja hidden over here while nobody's looking, and I think she's probably going to pull it off, as most people are going to keep fighting for middle. It's one of the things you see in VotA is that people keep fighting for middle whether they mean to or not. Pay no attention to those no cheat plus announcements in the bottom left of my screen. It is usually the result of our talent system throwing it for a loop. Most likely psychedelic using, well, let's find out. I forget the name of that I myself and Dr. Mungo here came up with. Sounds like Bloodlust if you're familiar with World of Warcraft, but in fact it's called Rallying Cry, so that we use the proper verbiage. That'll be the scream noise. It gives your team some 15% extra damage in all attacks. That's fat poo. Oh, look at that. John just used lunge to slaughter Epic Bacon right there. And
that was probably one of the most accurate lunges I've seen yet so far this game.
So we've got John going over to Hidden to see if he can't take it, and he's going to fight off Jocelyn Reed, or she's going to give it a shot. He dropped it. That's Ronshot. I'm incorrect over here. Thief Lord snuck behind to get Hidden. Looks like he's going to wait to see how their fight plans out. And we're going to go ahead and see how it goes. Jocelyn using the support tree to try to maintain survivability against Ronshot, who's in a spec I'm not quite sure yet.
Lots of fire on the blue team here in mid.
Jocelyn Reed victorious over Ronshot over here. Now we're going to go back to mid, see what's going on. Definitely have a few people. Like
red team definitely has the advantage. They're trying to... The blue team's just getting taken out, even though you look at red team, they're just a bunch of pincushion.
Indeed, and despite what appears to be a strong blue advantage right now, the score is still 64-60. It's a very close game. Looks like red's going to try to ninja middle right now. I say ninja, but that's clear and obvious a win for them right now, middle. And of course, if you're watching this middle point and all points in Valley of the Artifacts, including Veil of Conquest, taken faster the more teammates you have under the point. Looks like Yvette's going to go ahead and guard the point. Maybe she's not paying attention, but John is. He's going to get in there with that double damage. Balance going to go ahead and pop some support. It's everything he's thrown as he can for them to kill her as fast as possible. From the absorption to keep him living longer to the rallying cry to keep him do more damage. Should clear her out pretty quick. They're going to go ahead and take middle. Let's see if anything's happening at lower.
We got Fat Poulet.
Looks like
trying to take hit.
There is my zoom. Jocelyn Reed at Epic Bacon at lower right now, trying to take that control of that, knowing they need to get a point and fast because Blue's going to run away with this victory right now.
Fat Poulet just kind of laid down some knowledge on what was that? Ronshot there.
So yeah, he's definitely got a pretty in-depth, probably more so than even we do, knowledge of the talent system and how it plays out. Yvette, Psych, John are all going to go for the same scenario. Probably going to play out the exact same way. Yvette's just probably trying to distract. But red team really needs to get a second point. Even at this point, it probably is too late. Fat Poulet taking Hidden. Hoping that 2-1 will plus some kills will give them an advantage possibly to come out and win, but it's not certain. It's really not certain. We lost Chubless and my tab list. Aha. Looks like Chubless is going to be replaced by somebody. Oh, that's Yvette. Pretty much throwing herself at middle to keep these two occupied. Not a bad strategy in terms of keeping two people at middle to guard while they've taken 2 points. Now, Red has the capability to win if they can kill the other team, because they get a point on their score for every person they kill.
They definitely put up a good fight. They were locked there in middle for a good couple minutes, I think.
Yeah. We got
that kind of thing during that time. Sure, the blue team got 9
blue
points.
team is
but red
losing
team
middle now.
That's
That's gonna completely stop down their ability to gain any points right now. So John's gonna try to do everything he can to keep them off the point. They're gonna fight on the point because they need to stay on that point to take it, and they've done it. That's a 3 cap by Red right now. That's possibly enough to win the game if they can keep 3, but I'm pretty sure there's 2 blues at lower right now. John over here obviously going to use everything he can to try to keep Red occupied. Now we're going to have a full-on mid fight. It's like we got Frost Traps, we got Thief Lord. I'm not sure what his spec is. Jocelyn probably.
Red team's starting to take it.
It is. This is a hell of a fight. Lower is probably lost.
Blue's getting the lower, but if red team keeps up the kill, that's going to tick it over.
Looks like Fat Poulet is going to go to lower to try to keep Psy from totally taking the point, and that's tied the game. I think Red might pull this out.
They pulled ahead 94-91. This is going to be close.
Fat and Yvette come in to take Psy out, known to be hard to kill. They Ron just coming in to provide some support to Psy. I see a Frost Trap. I'm not sure who that is. It's probably Fat. We got 3 blue at lower right now. Fat.
I see some potions going out, but I think it's too little too late.
It's too little too late. I think
down there, nobody's going for the other point.
Yep, we have 1 more score tick, and that's going to be the game. Incredible. A nice close game, the kind of VotA I love to watch. And that'll be it. Now we got some the classic Loka end of game egging. All right, and that's our very first live streamed VotA. It was a pretty good game. I'm not gonna lie, I had a good time.
That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Most of the times whenever I tend to see it, it's pretty one-sided.
It usually is, but the more people you have, the better a job that the matchmaking algorithm can do at ensuring that the 2 teams are at least somewhat equal. Definitely the 2v2s, the 3v3s have a pretty good chance of being a complete wash, but that was good. That was a good game.